Like, I'm really at that point in my life where don't come into my life looking for how you can benefit off of me. Like, that goes, I don't care if that's a conversation, money, time, effort, energy, whatever you coming into my life for. If you're not willing to feed into me, then I don't want you in my life. Yes, I am an opportunist, but me being an opportunist, I know I can feed into you, but you have to be willing to feed into me as well. Like, I am not accepting no bare minimum effort, expecting maximum benefits. Like, that shit is dead. That's I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say that shit is Michael Jackson dead. But for real, beat it. Like, for real though, because it's like people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Every day they show you who they are and what they in your life for. But it's up for you to use your discernment to decide whether or not that's someone you want in your life, whether or not they are worthy of your time and attention. And it's like, you can't blame them for being who they are. Trust a snake to be a snake. Trust a rat to be a rat. Trust someone who's hurt to hurt you. Trust someone who's healed to heal you. Trust someone who love you to love you. Like, and it's just that simple. Like, you have to look at people for who they are. Cause, and I said this in one of my other videos, like, first impressions. Like, don't get me wrong. Some people, you go that first, like, how you see them that first time is how you will is how you will forever remember them. But other people, the last time you seen them is how you will forever remember them, because you have to learn the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is the person that's going to stay the same. That's the person that when you first see them, you know exactly who they are. Whereas opposed to that other person, you judge them off of the last time you seen them because you see that they growing. So you judge them off of that day. Don't judge them off of yesterday. Judge them off of today. Because tomorrow they just may be a different person. And it's like, and people with growth mindset, they take criticism. They appreciate that wisdom, that knowledge. They appreciate that knowledge so that they can transmute it into wisdom and learn from their mistakes. Because maybe you are showing them something that they forgot about. You showing them a part. You unveiling something. And it's like, that's what you have to understand, that we are all guides to each other. Everything is not what it seems at all. Like, we can sit and try to make it this big thing to get attention, but at the end of the day, you really have to just take a step back, breathe, and realize with your real eyes the real lies. Like, I just made a post about this. I don't know if it was this morning or last night, but I said that. So the post that I shared on Facebook, it said, men can't, but no, men can leave, but women can't. And I said, and that's the problem. Like, you need to start holding these men accountable for the seed they planted in you. Because, like, at the end of the day, we are all we have at the end. And it's up to us to show these kids that the world is theirs. And that could only happen if we love and heal ourselves. But in order to do that, like, when I say hold these men accountable, that's not saying terrorize him into being submissive to what you want for his life. Like, no, it's about communicating. What is communication? Communication is speaking with intention and actively listening. What is actively listening? It's not thinking while you are using your ears. Sometimes you cannot do both. Unless you a multitasker like me, you can't do both. And I learned that my mind works in different. It works in various ways. Like I could be paying attention to everything that's going around me, but also in my head thinking about something. But also in doing that, I had to realize that I'm not being in the moment. So I actually may be missing. I'm not getting a full grasp of what's in front of me because I'm in here. And our mind is a world within itself. Our outside world is a world within itself. They are not the same. You can create what you think in your head into your environment, but they are not the same. This is black, this is light. Like you have to realize that it's a reason why you can't see inside your head. This is the reason why it's inside your head and not outside your mind. Because what's formed in the darkness comes to light. What's done in the dark comes to light. Always. That is how life works. You think of an idea, then you bring it to fruition. Like these words, and it's so simple. Like you have to be willing to take a step back and shift your perspective. Like people be like, I don't believe in spirituality. Where do your words come from? Where do the things that you speak, like where are all of these words that I'm talking, that I just set up and made a 7-minute video, right? Where did the words come from? They came from the darkness in my mind, right? I'm not writing it down. I'm not reading something I wrote down. No, these are literal words coming from my mind. That little person, that person in your head that knows the words of the song before you do, that is your spirit. That's nothing to be afraid of. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Embrace the change and evolve your consciousness, because that's your ancestors. Those are the ones that you lost. Those are the ones that are guiding your direction. Those are the ones you love. That is source. That is God speaking through you to initiate your universal quest. Rest in peace, Left Eye. I love you, sis. I ain't get to meet you, but I love you because your words spoke to my heart. Just like Tupac, just like Nipsey, just like Kobe. Like all of their words, I feel it. Man, I don't even know why that just came out, but it definitely did. Like, I love their energy because, like, it spoke life into me at dark times. And it's like, that's all people are meant to do. They are meant to be here and guide your direction. Like, I heard Left Eye say it best. Like, she said that when Tupac died, she realized that people only wanted him to stay for their own selfish reasons. And that's when she realized she had to let go. Because that's not fair. Like a lot of this, and then that just brought me back to something that Breezy Montana's. That is not his name. 600 Breezy. Oh my God, who the hell is Breezy Montana? That sounds like Chicago in the 2013 name. No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about 600 Breezy. But he had said that he believed that God didn't want King Von to go to jail for the rest of his life. So he gave him a choice to take a road less traveled. Like start over. Cause he shined. He like once you come and do what you are called to do, Your job is done. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to do what other people expect of you. Like, no, some things in life just not fair. You don't have to play into that. The more you play into that is the more you belittle how you truly feel on the inside. Like what they was doing to them about their lyrics and shit, that's not fair. And God knew that. God knows that. That's why God got me speaking on this camera. That's why God got us doing things different. Like, we have to be willing to open up our eyes and realize the real lies that's being presented to us. Because they want us to look at each other as monsters. They want us to be monsters because they are the monsters. Because they don't even know themselves enough to tell us who we are. Like, life could be so simple, but motherfuckers choose to make it hard because people don't value people anymore in this world. Like, and that's what I really been learning. Like, you have to value people. You have to see life for what it is and grow your understanding. You can't just take your opinion. You can't take opinions as facts. If it didn't happen in real time and it was just an idea in someone's head, then it's not a fact. It's not factual. If I say you fat as fuck, that's an opinion. Cause what's as fuck? What's fat? What is these words? That's just an opinion I formulated in my mind to project how I feel onto you. Those words don't have no value unless you put value into those words. And it's like, that's the thing about social control, white power, and all of that stuff. Like, their words, Jim Crowism, racism, all of that stuff, it only have power because we give it power. Because, like, think about this. Slavery wasn't discussed until Alex Haley made Roots. It wasn't until he initiated that power that it became something that we needed to pay attention to. Because if he didn't do that, it would have got lost in the mud, just like those shot nose, just like how when they shot the noses off the Egyptian statues in Egypt, or like when they've been digging up Egypt and doing all these artifacts and stuff. Like, the only reason they can get away with stuff like that is because no one is talking about it. No one is holding them accountable. If no one holds you accountable for the things you say and do, then you can get away with anything. Like, I woke up to a Nipsey Hussle quote. It said that being caught, the fact that people think that being caught in a lie and telling the truth are the same thing is why it's hard to trust people. Like, you gotta trust a snake to be a snake. You gotta trust a rat to be a rat. And if you feel like you beating around the bush is the same way as telling the truth, then you are the problem. Just keep it real. Because the truth gonna hurt. What's done in the dark is gonna come to the light. The truth gonna hurt regardless. And that's just what it is. We have to realize what our real eyes, the real lies, and unlock the shackles in our mind. We get a daily allowance of 24 hours. That is our chance to change and make better choices for ourselves. So it's like, how are you spending that? What are you doing with what you are called to do? You are the product of your choices. Stop blaming other people for what you choose to do with your life. Hold yourself accountable before you try to hold other people accountable. And at the end of the day, if you try to hold other people accountable, how you feel about them is a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. So at the end of the day, who's really wrong? What's really going on? It's principalities at play. You have to realize that. But I'm going to leave this at that. Peace and love.